Hi, welcome to our series on how to stand up paddle with Blue Planet Surf. Today we're going to talk about paddle handling.
So the first thing that a lot of beginners get wrong is just holding the paddle correctly. So the correct way to hold the paddle, you can see it has kind of a bend to it. The blade has a bend to it. So the bend should always be pointing forward, kind of away from you. In this case, the logo side is pointed forward on your paddle and my paddle. So that's an easy way to remember. A lot of times I tell people logo forward, flip your blade around, and people are like this? No. So it's just like, but yeah, almost every beginner tries to put the paddle in like this because it seems like, okay, this way you're kind of scooping the water, you get more grab in the front. But what happens when you pull here, you can see I'm kind of pushing water up now, right? Like towards the end of your stroke, you end up pushing water up, which you want to push the paddle, the water back, so you're powering yourself forward. So this angle you can see here at this point, it's much more efficient in the water, and that's why that blade is angled, so it keeps your power phase a little bit further, where you're pushing the water back. So the correct way to hold the paddle, you want to demonstrate it?
Yep.
Is that way up?
The logo first, logo up front, and I still have to work on this, so we'll work on my stroke when we get into the water.
Yeah, good. Okay, so and then the bottom hand should always be, the outside hand should always be on the bottom like this. Sometimes I see people trying to switch sides without switching their hand, and that's very awkward. So when you switch sides, obviously you switch your bottom hand, and then paddle on the other side. So let's practice that a couple times. One side, switch hands, and paddle on the other side. And one thing to also make sure when you're switching sides is not to hold one side way up here and then the other side way down here, And most people in the beginning hold the lower hand too low. So you want to make sure you don't hold your paddle way up here. You want to get it almost like halfway down the shaft, to where you get nice leverage on the paddle. One way to check your hand placement too is if you put the paddle on top of your head and make right angles with your elbows, hold the handle and make right elbows. It's called the paddler's box, maybe a little closer together, yeah. That's kind of where you should have your bottom hand on the blades, but halfway down the shaft. All right.
Cool.
So that's how to hold your paddle and holding it the correct way.
All right. To sum it up, the way you hold your paddle, you want to have the blade angled forward, and in this case, the Blue Planet logo facing forward, and then you will paddle back. Another rule of thumb as far as distance is to make right angles. So right about there, make square angles with your elbows. And when you're switching, switch your bottom hand first and then move it along. And this is something that I have to practice doing because I'm better at my left side than I am with my right. So I guess we'll get into the water, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Aloha.
Aloha.